Hi, I'm Darlene Zubel, and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this little 7 Minute for Success business vignette, I'm going to talk about business insurance. I know business insurance can sound like a very boring subject, and I'm going to go through a couple of different types of policies and the reasons why you need to have them. Um, Unfortunately, this is something that people don't think about until it's too late. So in 7 minutes, I want you just to take a look and see what some of the policies are that you should have, and it could protect you in the future. So we're going to go through the list, and I'm going to talk about some of the experiences I had and when I wished I did have insurance. The first one is general liability. This is basically where you have, your assets protected in case of loss, fire, theft. Sometimes it also includes, if there's something, if you rent and this is where I always need it, if you rent a banquet room or a facility where you're hosting something, or you're renting a suite somewhere for a business event, a lot of times they will look for general liability insurance, and they will ask you to include them as an additional insured. So this is a basic policy. It's usually not too expensive. And all of these things, you should talk to a licensed insurance broker who specializes in small to middle market businesses to see what you need. The next type of insurance is business interruption insurance. And business interruption insurance, I had this in my retail business. For example, if they decided to shut down the parking lot or change the street and shut it down, and my customers couldn't reach me, my business was interrupted. This is where an insurance policy will protect you for loss of income. And unfortunately, it doesn't cover everything. During the COVID pandemic, a lot of businesses were complaining that business interruption insurance did not honor any claims, and their excuse was it was an act of God. So when you're buying these insurance policies, make sure you talk to, as I said, a licensed insurance agent and broker, and ask very specific questions. What types of events could occur to make sure you're covered. Workers' compensation is required if you have employees. Employees could get hurt at work, and workers' compensation protects them. Now, as an employer, almost every one of my companies had employees where I had to buy workers' compensation insurance. However, as the owner of the company, I didn't have workers' compensation on myself, even though I was an employee of the firm. And typically, as your own employee, you don't have to buy insurance on yourself. Again, talk to a lot of payroll companies now sell workers' compensation insurance. So if you have employees and you have a payroll, you can check with them to see what the rates are. Then there's commercial liability insurance. This insurance is for primarily commercial auto. If you have a delivery business and you have to have insurance on all your vehicles or the drivers of the vehicles, this is where this is important. Errors and omissions insurance is good if you're providing advice, like I'm providing advice as a business consultant. A lot of licensed professionals carry errors and omissions insurance in case they feel, in case they are, get into a lawsuit over making recommendations where their customer felt that they didn't get the value out of those recommendations. Cybersecurity is really a hot topic right now. And cybersecurity will cover things like if you're taking credit cards or keeping customers' information on your website. Cybersecurity insurance is going to be really important for you. And you should also have cybersecurity processes put in place, not just insurance. Take a look at the processes you need to protect any customer information, especially if you're in the medical industry. You have HIPAA laws that you need to also abide by. HIPAA is the privacy protection laws that medical providers cannot share information about their patients And this law is in the United States. Event insurance is another one. If you're just hosting a holiday event, a picnic event, you may need additional insurance just to cover the one event. And this is if something happens at the event. It's really important if you're serving alcohol. There's a lot of DUI laws, driving under the influence laws, where the employer could be held liable at an event. Directors and officers insurance. This is one that I carried and then I didn't carry. It covers the directors and officers of your corporation. Now, you as a corporation may be the only officer and director, and just at that point, at one time, I just dropped the insurance. I didn't feel it was necessary for me, it being the only director and officer. And of course, that's when I was sued. So I was very, very disillusioned in myself and in the whole process because I dropped the insurance and I should not have. So even as a single director and officer, your corporation may be sued, but you also could be sued as an individual. And that's what happened to me. And I didn't have the directors and officers insurance to help cover the legal fees to fight that battle. So that was a very, very big lesson learned. Partnership life insurance. This is if you're in business with a partner. I've had businesses with partners, and each partner had life insurance that in case of death, the life insurance policy went to the corporation to cover paying for the estate in buying back the shares of stock or the ownership that the partner had in the corporation. So this can happen at any time. There could be an accident. And if you're in business with a partner and one of the partners passes unexpectedly and you don't have insurance to cover it, the partner's estate will come for their share of the value of the business because they would have inherited it, depending upon if there was a will, probate, and a lot of other things that happen upon death. So this is the reason why I had partnership life insurance policies to protect us from that. Always ask a licensed insurance agent for all the information. Interview the licensed insurance agent, make sure they have experience in helping small and middle market businesses, and that they can present you with the right price points, budget, types of insurance packages that you need. So please go back through this list, make sure you have the right insurance to protect you and your business. My name is Darlene Z. Bell. Please go to my website. I have a free business assessment tool that you can download and complete, and it will give you some answers on those areas in your business that I think I might be able to help you with, or how you can improve on some areas in your business. Like I said, business insurance is a real boring subject. A lot of people don't talk about it. A lot of people don't even ask about it. But as an advisor to small and middle market companies, I always mention you have to have the right insurance policies to protect you. If you have products that you're selling, you may need product liability insurance, equivalent to errors and omissions insurance. There's a lot of things that you need to think about. So you have to protect yourself. As they say, when it happens, that's when you realize you need it. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. And thank you for sharing my videos with other entrepreneurs in your network. And please send me questions of business problems or challenges that you have, or questions that you have in general about business, and I'll include them in future little 7-minute vignettes. And I'm wishing you all the best success in the world. Thank you for joining me.